Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to the Muscle of Yarn podcast.
Yes, it is. Lighting's not so great today. As you can tell, we're in my basement again.
Kelly's craft room.
Did somebody call it that I thought was great? Craft dungeon?
I think so.
Is that what it was? I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah. that was awesome.
Yeah.
We are, well, as you can tell, not, for people who are returning viewers, not podcasting in our normal location. We're also not podcasting on our normal day. We're planning ahead. I know people's heads just exploded all over the place. There's a giant storm headed towards us.
East Coast.
And I'm fully anticipating being home with 2 kids tomorrow on Thursday, our normal podcast day, which would make podcasting almost
Challenging?
Impossible. We could probably do it, but it would not be probably very much fun for me. So we are kind of squeezing an episode here Wednesday morning before the shop opens.
Yeah.
So you all can have an episode this week, and the good news is next week we'll be able to give you an episode as well, because my schedule's changed. So I think we were going to try to sort out how to do that anyway, but now we can.
Normal time.
Normal time.
Normal place.
Yes.
Unless we get another storm.
Who knows? Anyway,
Yeah.
So this is actually a knitting podcast.
It is. Usually it
No.
takes place from our store in Shelburne, Vermont, which is Muscle of Yarn.
Yep.
And today we're at my house, which is a few miles south of the store.
Yep.
But you can find the store and all of its information on the website, muscleofyarn.com.
Yep.
You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Ravelry, Twitter,
Basically,
Periscope,
all the social medias.
as Muscle of Yarn.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm Kelly.
And I'm Angela.
We're doing things like completely backwards.
We're
today.
sitting on the wrong side.
I know.
Like we're just, we're out of sorts.
Yeah. It
And
happens.
you can find me out on social media, Ravelry and Instagram as Junior Bird Kid.
And you can find me on Ravelry as Kelly Spins, and you can find me on Instagram. One of those social media things.
I put it down here, so if we don't say it right, whatever's down here is right.
Instagram, I'm Kelly O Spins.
Woo!
Woohoo!
We're off to a good start.
It's early. We're usually doing this in the late afternoon,
Yeah.
but anyway.
I'm pretty sure my coffee has not kicked in yet, and Kelly was kind enough to make me a cup of tea, so I'm going to reach over and grab that.
Okay,
Because
you have
apparently I need some more caffeine. Is it safe to put on the floor?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I don't know if Kitty will like it or not.
We'll find out. It won't be the first time I've drank something that has had kitty tongue in it.
She's looking up. Oh, I think there's birds outside.
Oh, yeah.
The robins, I saw the first robins already.
Yeah. There's been lots of Tweety birds out that make it sound like spring, although the weather is telling us, no, it's not spring yet.
Yep.
So that's been...
I know the geese have been coming back. The ducks, I've seen some ducks coming back. So
Yes.
the signs of spring are here.
Signs of
Although my
spring.
horse has not started shedding yet, which
Oh,
that's like
the
the
true
sign of spring. Although that has more to do with daylight hours, but still, she's
I
still.
think daylight savings ends this weekend or starts or
It
whichever
begins this weekend, Sunday.
So there's another
Yeah.
time change.
Yeah. So spring an hour ahead on
Because I
Sunday.
haven't been subjected to enough time changes in the last week.
That's true. Can you imagine if you had come back
It's 6 hours
that
difference.
weekend? Yeah.
After daylight savings.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was 5 hours before. But
Oh, because they don't recognize.
I don't think
They don't do
think
daylight
Hawaii
savings.
does. No, because I remember being 6 hours difference when I was there last, and
Yeah.
it was like in May. And so this year I was really confused in February. Like I kept thinking it was 6, but it
Wow.
was only 5. And anyway, it was fine.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So we, when we don't get off on tangents, talking about the weather or
It's usually
people's
weather.
vacation. Yeah, usually weather. we like to start our podcast with a pick of the week.
We do.
So each week, Kelly and I pick something from the store, a yarn or a product. Last week, it was our Woolen & Co. line,
You
which has been
guys.
selling like hotcakes.
That's awesome.
We love it. Caitlin, the person who makes all of that stuff, is loving it. And we're going to probably have to reorder with her soon
know.
because of it.
I know you
It's
guys
fantastic.
showed her and us a lot of love,
Yeah.
which is always so much appreciated.
And the coupon code from last week is good for another
Yeah.
week. So we run them for 2 weeks. So we showed a bunch of wool wash and soap and hand salve that we've gotten from this fantastic maker. She's actually from Portland, Oregon.
Yeah.
But her stuff is wonderful. And that was one of our picks last week. So if that interests you and you didn't catch last episode, pop on back to episode 79
Yep.
and get that coupon
And
code.
the sock kits too, the Wool
Yeah.
and the Gang sock kits.
Yeah, those have been
the ones
popular.
that make like the cat print. They all have
Yeah.
like cat related
I
names.
know.
Those you guys, those were flying off the
Yeah.
shelves too. So.
Even my dad, he was like, those socks looked cool.
Really, that's
Yeah.
funny. Yeah. So thank you guys for all your
For
support from that.
For supporting our pick of the week endeavor,
Yeah.
because it lets us know that we're showing things that are of interest to people. And it also helps us, I think, tailor what we have in the store.
It does. Yeah.
By gauging the interest of
The items.
the
that we-
items.
Yeah.
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 So we've got a couple new ones for you this week, kind of along like springy lines, because that's we're getting all of our summer yarn.
Yeah, we
Spring
are.
and summer yarns in right now.
Yep. I think
So-
we've got most of them in stock now, but we've gotten a lot of cottons and
Yeah.
cotton blends. And
So I
linens and-
think I'll start with this one on top. And
Okay.
of course, as always, we don't have our code sorted out yet, so stay tuned. So we have a new both of these picks this week are sock yarns. So we
That's
have
not technically a sock yarn. It
it
has
says fingering merino.
yeah, it's a fingering
Oh.
weight. It doesn't have nylon in it though.
Okay. See, this is why I have Kelly, because I just be like, yeah, merino,
I
I'm
wouldn't
giving
use
you bad information.
and I wouldn't recommend this for socks either. Some just fingering weight yarns that don't have nylon, you can. This is not a super tight twist yarn, so it's not going to wear.
Not
very well.
a sock yarn.
Great for shawls, great for accessories, awesome colors.
Awesome color. So this is the Great Adirondack Yarn Company. This is a superwash merino. It's a fingering weight, not sock yarn.
It's amazingly soft.
It's super soft. The put up on this is,
yeah.
am I reading that right? 560 yards.
Yeah.
For 100. Is that 100 gram skein?
No, they're
150?
150. Are they 150 gram skeins? I can't remember.
So 560 yards. This is retailing for $26. Can I?
I think they're 100. I don't know. I
mean,
can't remember. They're all the
the
info.
value on this
Look
is
at these too. Look at the color in there.
these are actually two different.
Yeah, they are.
Colorways.
This one has more blue in it.
So that one is colorway
This is called. Where is it? Oh, Starburst.
Starburst.
This one's Starburst. I was pretty sure.
The one that I have here that's rainbowy is called Watermelon.
Here, I'm gonna open them up
Okay.
so you can see. This one has a lot more of the kind of pinks and watermelon color in it. So
We have this lovely one, which is called Wineberry.
look at those colors.
Yeah, I mean, it's fantastic.
Yeah,
So
she does a really beautiful job. We do have her yarn in a DK weight and an organic cotton too, which is lovely. It's a really nice cotton.
So these two look really similar as well, and I think this one has more black,
Yeah.
and this one has more blue. The
Yeah.
one with more black is called Black Orchid,
Mm-hmm.
and this is called Iris. But I mean, it's just that's pretty true right there.
Yeah.
Look at that. That is
Yeah.
just gorgeous.
Really lovely.
And there's the
That one does have a lot more black in it.
I know when Carol and I were pulling these off the shelves, looking at them yesterday, she was like, I can't tell the difference between
And I
those
love
two.
the pop of the kind of green right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, just
Look at that.
stunning.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have one more colorway called Lilacs, which is just a nice, it's almost a tonal,
Yeah.
but just beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So
That would work really well with one of those.
like you could pair
together
it,
in like a shawl or something.
2-color shawl of some sort.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Um,
Or a fade.
yeah,
A fade sweater or a fade
Yeah.
shawl. You
Yeah.
could use those. That would be really cool.
yeah. So, and with the put up, I mean, depending on what size you needed to make, you could do this with 2 skeins.
Okay.
Particularly if you did a short sleeve version.
Mm-hmm.
560 yards,
That's a lot.
$26. We do 10% off with the code.
Yeah. Her prices are amazing for the
Yeah.
amount of yarn you get.
It's fantastic.
And she does such a lovely job dyeing. So,
I think I'm just going to unilaterally make the code Weekly Pick Rainbow
okay.
because it works for sort of our next
Yep.
yarn too.
It does.
We may have used it before, but that's fine. We'll use it again.
Yeah.
Weekly Pick Rainbow.
Sweet. Works for me.
Okay.
It's easy to remember.
Yeah. Easy to spell. Nothing crazy. Like whatever last week was.
Woolen Gang.
Jeez Louise. So that's our first pick. I know I saw this and I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to make out of this now?
I know. It's
Stop,
really, really
stop.
lovely. It's so soft and squishy. It's
Do we
got
show
so
this
much
one?
loft to it.
Oh, we didn't show this. Do we show this one?
Yeah, you showed it briefly, I think.
Wineberry.
Yeah.
Just in case I didn't show this one.
Yeah. And this is it's a 2-ply, which is going to be really great for shawls, lace work, that kind of thing, because it really makes the stitches pop when you've got a 2-ply.
I might have brought some yarn home from my trip that would go with that. Anyway.
Okay.
Okay,
So the other pick of the week that we are doing is a Regia yarn, and this is brand new for this spring. So you probably have not seen it unless if you have a local to you yarn store has it in. But it's a brand new yarn. It's called Cotton Tutti Frutti Color, and it is a cotton blend sock yarn. And let me tell you what's in it. It is 72% cotton, 18% nylon, and 10% polyester. This like the elastane polyester. So these are all the really fun colors.
I get it. They all have fruit.
Yep, they do. They're all fruit name.
So it's strawberry.
Yep, strawberry. There's
This one's
kiwi. This one's
papaya.
watermelon.
What is that? Orange.
I don't know what that is. Oh, dragon fruit.
Dragon fruit.
Yeah. So these are all the fun colors that they do for this yarn. So we brought in all of the colors of this new yarn. It'd be great for a little shorty pair of summer socks.
Like elastic.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, a little bit
Yeah,
elastic.
that's what the polyester is the elastic. It's usually a polyester elastane is what they call it.
Nice.
And then it does have nylon and then it's the cotton. So
So it would be similar if you'd use like cascade fixation
or
before.
something like that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's not as heavy as that. And I don't think it has quite as much stretch to it because it
Had a
doesn't.
ton of
That
stretch.
was so
But-
stretchy.
But what you'll find is that this will knit not necessarily like a cotton. So cotton can be
Yeah,
really hard on your
it can
hands
be.
because it doesn't give. This has some give to it.
Which you want for socks because you usually build negative ease into your socks so that they hug your foot.
Yep.
So if you can't wear wool or if you're making socks for somebody who can't wear wool, this would be a great option. Or if you just want
Something for the summer.
something for the summer, although I wear wool year
Me too.
round.
Particularly
So,
in the shorty sock. And if you
yeah.
fast forward to the end when we're talking about upcoming knit-alongs, we might be doing a shorty sock knit-along
Yep.
coming up. So
Yep.
this would be great yarn for that.
And they are self-striping, these colorways. So you can see the...
Clearly, I don't even have any idea where to hold this.
I know me. I was like, what? So,
Sorry, making you
that
guys
one.
seasick.
I know.
And it looks like from the picture, some of
watermelon.
these do almost like a Fair Isle kind of pattern.
Yep.
Like this one, you can see a little bit like the gray. You can see the gray flecks in there that
Yeah.
would make it.
Yeah, and the watermelon one makes it look like there's little
Seeds.
seeds. And
Yep.
yeah. So, I think these retail for right around $17 or $18, something
Which
like
isn't
that.
bad.
Which is pretty reasonable for a sock yarn.
Mhm.
And it's from Regia. It's a nice yarn. And we are going to be getting more of the Regia Perfect in. I know a lot of people have been looking for that. And we do have the Wool in the Gang, which is made by Regia.
Yep.
Regia.
Like, yeah. So in this, from a yardage standpoint, 459 yards.
They're 100
There's
gram skeins.
been some debate as depending on what size of, say, if you're making shorty socks, depending on what size of shorty socks you're making, and also if you're maybe using a contrast color for heels and toes, you might be able to get 2 pairs out of a skein. Totally is going to depend on your gauge and what size you're making. So
You could definitely get, so if you had a contrast color or were, using one of these along with another one, you could definitely do 2 pair of
Shorty
like the
socks.
Jelly Roll.
or the
type
Rose
socks.
City Rollers or
Yep.
so anyway, so those are our picks of the week. Weekly pick rainbow.
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 Yay.
Super fun.
Cool. All right.
Nice.
So that's that.
So I see Sigla came home with you.
Sigla came home with me. Yeah, your sweater. So somebody is making one that's almost identical to this. I think she changed up the order of the colors. So Sigla was living at the store, and a lot of times people, they fall in love with the particular colors that are
Right.
in the shop samples. So I have somebody who's making one that's almost identical to this. I hung your sweater up, the one that Ange did, the
Winter.
the Sing Winter.
Sing Winter. Yeah.
I hung that one up, and somebody's doing the exact same colors as yours.
That's totally fine. Can I tell you it was funny? When I was at the shop yesterday picking up this
Uh-huh.
yarn and some other things for the podcast today, I was marching down, and I went, "Hey, that looks like my sweater!" And then I went, "Oh, that is my sweater."
That's hilarious. Somebody made a sweater just like mine.
I know. Isn't that weird? Look at that. Huh.
That's funny.
What are you going to do? I'm cool. I'm glad. It's...
I know.
I mean, it helps. Like,
Yeah.
some people just really need to see things knit up or color combinations knit up. And
some people do, and some people have a hard time with color, and
Yeah.
it's just it can be very challenging.
Well,
so
and I'll say it's easier. I mean, I know
Yeah.
if I go into a store and I'm looking around, I will a lot of times shop off of samples because
Yeah.
I see something, I'll be like, "Oh, that is really cool," and it looks
Yeah.
really neat knit up, and then you want to knit it out of the yarn because you've seen it and you know what it's going to look
Yeah.
like. The finished product is.
Yeah.
So I mean, I get it.
yeah,
Totally get it.
I do too.
And that's why, kits are so popular because it's just the guesswork's been taken out of it.
Yeah.
Like, here, all the yarn you
Yep.
need, just do it.
Add needles and go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and it is really nice. That's why we try to have so many shop samples in the store. And we've had people remark about the number of shop samples that we have. And there are some
Really?
days that I feel like
we don't have that many.
we don't have that many, but we've
Yeah.
got, I mean, we keep building.
Yeah.
We've only been in business for 2 years, so, and of
And a
course we
lot
want
of
to
the
change.
samples we have made ourselves.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it
So,
takes time.
It does.
So you're wearing your Sigla, which
I'm
is
wearing my
the
Sigla.
Let Lopi.
This is Let Lopi. It's a Mary Jane Mucklestone pattern, and it's really warm. And I figured since today's going to be kind of a snowy, wintry day, I would wear it. Some people, the wool touching them would bother them. It is so Let Lopi is an Icelandic
Little
wool.
scratchy.
It's a little bit rustic. Not everybody can kind of handle that. I do have a long sleeve t-shirt on underneath, but it's a V-neck, so
I found that yarn softened up remarkably once it got washed. I mean, it's not a merino.
it's not. No,
It's not an alpaca. It's not gonna feel like that.
Yeah.
But it's not like, oh man, ouch.
I mean, I noticed that it's
Yeah.
there, but
Yeah.
it doesn't. I'm not like, oh my god.
Yeah.
But I'm also not super sensitive to wool either. So
Yeah. So I busted out my Dark and Stormy today, which definitely needs
I know
an episode with the Gleaner.
I've got some more wool laundry I have to do and more gleaning I have
This
to
probably
do.
needs to be washed too because I wear it quite a bit. I put it on over like as a layering piece. It's a great.
Yeah.
This is a Thea Coleman pattern, Dark and Stormy. It's knit out of Brooks Farm yarn. They bought it at Rhinebeck quite a few years ago. It's their merino silk. It's a merino silk blend. I will say, I'm going to take this off to show you. So this is supposed to have like a rolled stand-up collar, which it won't really do because the silk is too floppy.
Yeah.
It might if I actually like put buttons on it and buttoned it, but I haven't. I may knit this sweater again out of something like wool stock or something that has a
little tooth to
a
it.
little tooth to it, because I think then I would get the stand-up collar, the nice shawl collar.
Yeah.
That is what makes the sweater so cool.
I think it
Besides-
looks cool anyway.
I like
so.
it anyway. I did put buttonholes in it, but I've never actually put buttons on a sweater. It's got this nice cable detail down the front, and I think I've shown before a
Yeah,
nice
it's really
cable
gorgeous.
detail down the back. So that's my it's gonna snow snuggle in warm sweater, because the silk is really warm.
Yeah.
And it's nice. Though, again, probably not the best yarn choice for this particular type of sweater. And, that's all part of the learning process. If I had to do it again, I probably would pick a different type of sweater for this yarn and pick something a little more toothsome, just given the type of collar that it has on it. But,
Yeah.
I'll have to make
Live
it.
and learn.
Exactly. The other thing I have, or that I'm wearing today, is my Jody shawl, which is a DK weight. Sorry, I'm just totally blocking Kelly.
No, I didn't care. I actually just covered my tea
Oh,
because
'cause
I didn't.
I'm-
I didn't want you getting your shawl dunked in tea.
Wouldn't be the first time it gotten dunked in something it shouldn't have. So this is a 3-color DK weight shawl that I knit out of that. What happened there?
Got a
Looks
little
like
snag.
a little snag.
Maybe Winnie struck again, that little stinker.
Might have, or could have been somebody in my house.
Yeah.
Never know. It's fine. Madeline Tosh, Malabrigo. So, one of our exciting announcements, I'm just going to jump ahead. We have kits that are going to be in stock very soon. They're at the store. They just need to be entered into the system for the Jody shawl that were made for us and dyed for us by Kelly, not this Kelly, Kelly from Peggy Jane Fibers. So if you're familiar with Peggy Jane Fibers at all.
She does gorgeous work.
Yeah.
Super saturated colors, vibrant colors, just beautiful
Yep.
work. So we have a whole bunch of yarn in from her. So probably by the time this goes live, I'll probably have a chance to get a lot of it in the system.
I would expect that those kits might be something we show you next week.
If we have any left.
If we have any left. That seems, yeah. No, I mean, people love that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So we are anticipating doing a Jody along. We're trying to sort out when that's going to start, maybe April 1st, probably April 1st. So come make a Jody shawl with us. I will say this was super fun. I really enjoyed it. It's quick because it's a DK weight shawl, and it's very versatile. I wear it a lot.
Yeah, and she does wear it a lot. And the colors that she chose, that was the one she was debating on.
Yeah,
colors.
I almost did like a kind of reddish,
Yeah, that kind of
pinky
corally kind of color. But the color she ended up doing it in for what she does for her career, she can wear this every single day if she wanted to,
yeah.
because it's kind of subdued in
Yep.
color, but it's still lovely.
It goes with everything. I mean, my
Yeah.
winter coat is like this color, so
Yeah.
it matches perfectly and doesn't fight with stuff with my clothes.
Yeah.
So I love it, though I may have to give it up for a little bit to have it in the shop as a sample so people can see what one looks like knit up.
And you'll walk by and be like, hey, that looks like one I have. Wait.
Don't worry, don't feel bad for me. It's not like I don't have 800 other shawls that I can wear in the short term. In fact, I might steal my spring into summer shawl, which I have never
There you
worn.
go. Oh, that's right.
It's at the shop. So maybe I will swap those out.
There you go.
I'll swap my shawls out.
There you go.
So keep an eye out for those kits. They're gorgeous. I just briefly got a peek at them when I was picking up stuff at the store yesterday in the box and was like, oh, nope, walk away. They're not in the system yet. So they were lovely. Lovely. So keep an eye for those. Oh, and because everybody loves it.
There you go.
Socks. I can't remember which pattern those are. We'll link them in the show notes.
Yeah.
Um,
You're going to have to link them because if I can't find them on your...
I'll do it. I can finish up the show notes today, I think.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I'll put the discount code in.
Okay, cool.
I can do that.
So speaking of Kelly's comment about being careful using sock yarn that doesn't have any nylon in it, or using fingering weight yarn that doesn't have any nylon in it to knit socks. I have a bunch of socks that I knit out of Blue Moon Fiber Arts, which is 100% merino. It's intended for socks because it's a really tight twist.
It makes a difference.
Doesn't have any nylon in it.
Or silk. Silk is also the natural.
Yeah, the natural nylon.
The natural nylon.
But I just was taking off yesterday a pair of those Blue Moon Fiber Art socks, and I have a hole in the heel because it wore through, which is sort of the downside of knitting socks that don't have merino or don't have nylon in them. I will say those socks are probably 8 years old, so it's not like they
wore really well.
gotten a lot of wear.
Yeah.
But it did make me really sad because it was one of my like heavy cable-y type pretty socks, and so they're probably just gonna have to go in the bin because I don't know that I want to darn them.
You know what you could do?
What?
You could like cut the leg off of it and then you either reuse it for something else, or
I could cut the heel off of it.
Yeah, you could.
And just throw in an afterthought heel. Because I think I still have some of that yarn left.
Yeah.
I'll have to look.
There you go.
Because I have a second pair of the Blue Moon Fiber Arts ones that did the same thing. Yeah. So I might have to do some sock surgery.
There you go.
Because I like those socks a lot. And I'm pretty sure I have yarn left that's the same of both. If not, I could just use a different, if they have contrast, if one sock has a contrast heel.
Yeah.
They're socks.
They're socks.
Exactly.
They're supposed to be kind of fun.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm such a frugal Yankee Vermonter.
Oh, it pains me to like think about throwing that kind of stuff away.
I know. Well, especially something that you've put so much time in, but I'm one of those like pack rat types anyway.
Oh, I know. And,
like, I might use this little whatever it is.
And like 10 years later, you've never used it, and then
I know.
Well, I'm convinced. Haven't used it. I throw it away, and like the next week, it's like,
what did I do? Oh,
what? Man, I threw it away.
I know.
I know. It's Murphy's Law.
I know.
Did you name your kitty?
I did. This is Lucy, you guys. Lucy. She was very happily laying on my lap, so she's probably kind of mad at me.
She's like, what are you doing?
So we yell down to her when she's being crazy down here, and we say, Lucy, you got some explaining to do.
Nah.
Because I'm a big fan of I Love Lucy. Yeah, because we hear crash and we're like, oh, what is she doing?
What was that?
So if you don't know I Love Lucy, this show, Lucille Ball, she was always up to shenanigans.
Yes.
In the show. So, and her husband would always say, Lucy, you got some explaining to do. Because he was Cuban.
Yes.
So anyway, yes, this is Lucy. And she's very happy to have us hanging out down here with her.
Yeah. People.
So, I know.
People.
So I don't have any FOs this week.
Oh, me neither.
I probably would have gotten my Nanilchik Swan Show done, but I decided to start sewing a dress this weekend. Well, I cut it out a couple weeks ago, and then I started sewing it on Sunday.
Did you buy a whole nother skein for the baby?
For that?
For that?
Yeah.
You should have texted me. I think I still have some left over from my...
That's okay.
Sorry, I just totally derailed this conversation. Sorry,
Ow.
Continue ahead.
So I can actually, since we're in my house, I can show you what I've been working on.
Nice.
I've been working on the Anne Carolyn smock, and this is a pattern that Ellen Mason did. And she is Audacia, I think is how you say it. It's Odacier on Instagram. Oh, kitty. And she does some really great kind of simple smock tunic apron style patterns.
Nice.
So this is the one that I am working on, and I can show you. I've got the sleeves left to do, but I'm doing this fabric.
Oh,
so
cool.
this is the top little smock part. I did a separate color, and then look, pockets, and I did a different color reveal for the pocket.
So cute.
So so this is what I'm doing. that's fun and it's coming along. And I've got, like I said, I've got the sleeve I have left to do, but it's going together really, really quickly. And
Nice.
yeah, so that's kind of where a lot of my energy has been. And had I just been put that towards knitting, I'd probably have my Swanto done, but I don't. I'm almost done the color work though. It's almost just to the point of just whipping out a whole bunch of stockinette. So I'll show you that next.
Nice. I finished nothing. I've knit a little bit. Let me see if I can find so this little progress keeper right here is where I was when we podcast last. So I am trucking along. This is Virgil, which is a short sleeved fingering weight t-shirt with some color work, which I showed last week.
Nice.
Thank you. I'm coming right along.
So pretty.
Just
Kitty.
wow.
You can't
Kitty.
just pull yourself up.
That's gonna leave a mark.
And just gonna be starting to spurt blood here in a minute.
Yeah. Woo! So I'm just working on the body, and we had a long conversation last week about whether the pattern calls for doing more of this color work here down at the bottom.
Yeah.
About whether I was going to do that or not, and I think I'm definitely leaning towards just knitting solid for the rest of the sweater and bypassing the rest of the color work. I, like Kelly, am heavier on the bottom, so anything that's not drawing the eye to like the hips region is probably good. So let's keep the eyes up on top for this color work, and I think it will actually showcase the color work better because you're not competing with the bottom part of the sweater. Like people will just be drawn to the color work at the top.
It is really pretty. I went and looked because I hadn't looked at the whole finished piece, and I went and looked on Ravelry, and it is really pretty.
It is beautiful.
That color work down at the bottom. For me, it would be really hard because I'm really long waisted. I'd have to get that just at the right point, otherwise it would make me especially look even heavier on my hips than I am. So I think I would do exactly what you're doing and just keep the color work on the top. For me, that's what would work best. But I mean, those are kind of the calls that everybody has to make.
Right. And for somebody else it might work differently, and they might look, I had talked about just doing half of the color work so the band's smaller, not as thick, but I think I am just going to go with leaving it off entirely. I may end up doing like a hat and incorporating, because I'm going to have a lot of yarn left over to do some of this color work like on a hat to go with, or just wear separately.
What yarn did you end up using for this?
That's Quince.
Oh, it is Quince. Okay.
Yeah, so the kind of cream and the green color is Quince & Co.
That's a Finch.
The Finch. I think it's a Finch. Yeah. And the bluey purple is some old O-wool 2-ply that I've had for ages, and finally was like, I really just need to use this and start using up some stash yarn. And it stumbled across that pattern and thought that it made the most sense. So I have plenty of yarn because I have enough yarn to make a long sleeved fingering weight sweater without the color work. So I'm not going to have a yarn shortage issue if I leave that color work off the bottom.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at with this one. I'm going to move my progress keeper because I have knit more than I actually thought that I had on this.
I sat down at one point and knit around, and because it was taking me forever, it seemed like, and it is, because there's close to 400 stitches on my needles, and it took me like 20 minutes, 20 minutes, I think, to go all the way around. And I was like, oh my god. So then I looked at the chart and I was like, I've got like 10 hours of knitting left until just of the color work.
Yeah.
Because the color work takes a little bit more time, if it was just,
focus.
if it was just, stuck in it when I get to that part, it's not going to take long. And I actually am going to separate for the sleeves before too long. Once I get done the last 4 rounds of color work that I have left, I think you work for like another inch or so, and then you separate for the sleeves. So I will have fewer stitches then. But I think you do add a few back in just to keep it looser. But
right.
So let me show you where I'm at. Where's my little progress keeper? There he is. So it doesn't look like tons, but that's
quite a bit.
where I was last time, and
Yeah.
that's where I am now. So I'll hold it up so you can see tuck some of those ends in. 'Cause
I know,
love
I've
them.
got some to weave in as well. This looks fantastic. I love those
So-
colors together.
Yeah, it's working out really, really well. There's a few places where, so the yarns I use are mostly Primrose yarns, and then I used one Madeline Tosh. So this kind of light color is Primrose. It's her Jasper DK base, and this is, I think it's called Snowy Owl. And then the green color is Bebe, and then Hotel California is kind of the gold. And that had some of the lighter green from Bebe in it. And so there are some places where I was like, I don't know if it's going to show up as well. But I think as an overall piece, it works. And then this is the dark green is Madeline Tosh, and it's a newer colorway for last fall that's called Snake. And so I like them. I like it together, though. It's been working really,
nice.
really well. So, and I've...
I will say, just put in a plug, I don't know what kinds of yarn we have left of any of those colorways, but any 3 of those colorways together would make a fabulous Jody.
That's true. That is
Just
true.
saying.
We do. I think we do have some of all of those actually left. I'm just dropping stitches over here. Don't mind me.
Well, when you have 400 plus, it's understandable.
I get a little crowded on the needles.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we have some of all of these left. So if it was, something you wanted to use, if you like these colors together, I did. I obviously.
Yeah.
So I'm getting really close. So I'm just got a little bit more color work down at the bottom,
Nice.
and then this is my main color. So the sleeves and then the bottom of the sweater, I think it's like 5 or 6 inches, is going to be this color, which has some variation in it. It doesn't look like it. You can see there's a little darker pop right there, but it's kind of like a creamy taupey color. And then, so yeah, it's tonal definitely. So yeah, it's coming along really well. And, I've really progressed my color work knitting while working on this. And I've discovered that I really like holding both colors in my left hand. I think we were talking about this last time. I think we ended up talking about it in the intake-outtake section of it. But I found that my tension is so much better when I'm holding it. I mean, you can see down here in this section, this is really nice and smooth. This isn't too bad. It's a little bit bumpy, but I'm going to have to block out a little bit heavier, harder up here. But it's still not bad. But I found that my tension is so much better when I hold them both colors in my left hand. So that's working really, really well for me, and I've been really enjoying it. So, and I know that's what a lot of people struggle with color work, and blocking really is your friend.
Oh, absolutely. It's amazing how much better, it's like lace.
Yeah.
Right? Lace always looks so much better after you've blocked it, and color work is exactly the same.
Yeah.
Because the stitches relax, things even out. It's magical.
It is.
It's magical. So I have another work in progress, but I think I'm going to hold off. Where did it even go?
Maybe Kitty stole it.
Oh, no, it's there. Okay. It was blending in with my big bag. I'm going to hold off showing it, because it's related to our Seasons of Vermont kit. So I will show it when we start talking about that.
Awesome.
That thing that's going to be available on Thursday next week.
I was like, not this week.
No, not this week.
Well, this isn't going to go live until Friday anyway. So
yeah, I know. We're fine.
But we've had a number of people asking about it, so it'll be going live on the 15th.
March 15th at noon.
At noon, again, like we had with our last one.
I'm going to start working on putting up the description.
Yep.
So it'll show as sold out, because that's the way we have to do it in our system. But the descriptions and the links
we can do the link so that
if you want to look at the pattern, see what the pattern choices are.
Yep.
we're going to show you the yarn and the project bag, and we'll get some pictures up there as well, a little bit more ahead of time than last time, which was like the day of, I think. But, you know, better late than never. Yeah. So we might as well just talk about that now, since we're already
Might as
down
well,
that rabbit
because
hole.
I have no other this, like, I've been working on my dress, and then I've been really monogamous with this piece.
Yeah.
So
I've been working on this and the other knitting that's in conjunction with their Seasons of Vermont. So the next installment of Seasons of Vermont, which is every other month box of yarn and project bags and Vermont related goodies, is going live on Thursday the 15th of March. The theme this time around is Sugar and Time. So it's maple sugaring season. In fact, my husband was boiling this past weekend. He's going to be boiling again this weekend, and then it's probably going to stop off for a while until the weather warms back up again, and then the sap will run again, which is really cool and exciting. So we've had some great stuff put. I should probably stop talking when I come down. You probably can't hear me. We've had some great stuff put together for you for this particular box. So again, our theme is Sugar and Time. So we have this yarn from Silkworm Studios. So she's a new to us dyer. She's out of California. But she did a fantastic job.
So soft.
I mean, it's so soft. This is a DK weight yarn. It's 100% superwash merino. It's 100 gram skein, 246 yards. And just the color is fantastic. So hold that thought, because if you think that looks lovely on the skein, and
wait until you see it.
last week I showed you the caked up skein.
Yeah.
So I started a sample, which is basically just a hat.
It's so fun.
It's been claimed by William already, so it's going to go to my kid. But this is what this is looking like knit up.
It's so pretty.
It's amazing. You guys, it's fantastic to work with.
So soft. It's really, really
super
soft.
soft. The ribbing I did on a US 5, and I've just switched over to the stockinette. I was going to use one of our hat patterns, but decided that I just wanted to let you see how the yarn was going. So I just am doing plain stockinette. I switched to US 7s for that. 96 stitches in the round, so it probably actually will fit William better than me at this point. A little on the small side for me, but just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. The colors, there's these pops of red, and the green is super vibrant, and it's just it's beautiful.
Yeah, I know. I love the little speckles that are in this white section.
Oh yeah,
I know, it's so pretty.
So that's
She did a
Rachel.
really awesome interpretation of the picture that Ange sent.
actually she found that picture.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
Oh,
She found that picture. She's like, "Is this
Okay.
what you're thinking?" I was like, "Yeah."
that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that she.
Yeah.
That's,
Oh, it wasn't
that's
me.
awesome. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, she did a great job.
I just am like, I'm the concept person. You run with it. You people are the professionals. So that's the yarn knit up, which I think is just, it's beautiful.
It's lovely.
And if I finish this hat, I will post out on Instagram if you want to see the finished project. I don't have a project page for this because I'm kind of just winging it at this point.
Yeah.
I might try to throw one up, but I might keep it, I don't know, because I'm not really using a pattern. Anyway, our project bag.
These are so cool.
Keeping with the theme of sugaring time. Oh, we're going to get, okay.
There you go.
So Chelsea, who is Darn Yarn MN, has made these great project bags for us.
Look at the little cabins on there.
oh my-
They look like little sugar houses
Look
almost.
like little sugar sacks. And I think those are little foxes. Little foxes running around. Those guys right there.
They're so cute. I love these project bags.
So this is her peekaboo bag, which allows you to actually see what project you're working on. They're super well made. I have, if you guys have seen my bacon bag, so she's the one that did the
right.
bacon bag. It's a square bottom, so it will actually, your bag will
Sit
sit
nicely.
nicely. Really nice handle, great construction. If you haven't checked out her Etsy store, I would highly recommend it. She's got some great fabrics, and the bags are fabulously made.
I love the fabric that she chose for this.
Yeah.
It is perfect.
Yeah. And she was messaging me back and forth, and she was, showing me some things, and I was like, yes! That's it. Nailed it.
Yeah. And I love this, even this really pretty kind of plain fabric on the front. I love that.
Yeah, because it really just plays nicely with the pattern fabric, and it just shows that off so much better instead of competing with it. So this is a project bag.
Yeah, that's so fun.
Super fun. We also have from Katrinkles. So just so you know, every box has something from Katrinkles.
We love Katie.
We do love Katie. So she made us these great little rulers for a gauge. You might see a theme here.
Can you believe it? I'm
the one that ordered all this
ruler?
stuff. Yeah. Okay. What do you use that for? You can use it to measure things, or gauge, or whatever. Ribbing for socks, hats. I don't know. It's on a great little keychain, so you could
start a little collection of tools.
Put it on your
Put it on your
bag. Put some stitch markers on it. Or throw it in your bag. So that's going in. Those are great. Katie does a great job.
Yeah, she does.
She's very patient with me. From 7th Floor Yarns, we have these little notions box.
So you can have it on your little side table with all your little stitch markers and darning needle and tools and such inside them. So
great little, you could put all kinds of stuff in there. Earrings, I don't know, whatever you wanted. So those are going in the box. Kelly's making the stitch markers this time.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing we're doing. I think with every box we're going to have something that's a muscle of yarn made.
Maybe.
We'll see. I think I'm tapping my mom for the third box.
Okay.
So anyway, sorry. Sidebar.
You guys are so used to that.
Sidebar. So there'll be some stitch markers, which we don't have made yet.
Yeah,
should surprise no one.
Hey now.
No, I mean, just it's our normal operating fly by the seat of our pants.
Yeah.
Get in.
We're actually just waiting on some of the pieces to come because I'm actually doing the metal with the bead stitch markers and a little maple leaf progress keeper.
Sweet.
So they're really cute. So
I don't have any idea how they had these wrapped up because I know that there was an overlap.
Turn it the other way. Like that. There you go.
Okay. Sorry, I was just trying to wrap the box so it didn't get damaged. Sorry, progress keepers.
Progress keepers, yeah.
And stitch markers.
And I got these super cute little tins that I think they'll fit in. The tin will fit inside the box.
We also have some Vermonti foodstuffs for you. I couldn't find the box of chocolate at the store. She hid it.
I didn't want anybody eating it.
So we have some Lake Champlain chocolate bars. They're maple, caramel, dark chocolate.
Yeah. Their chocolates are really, really good.
So that will be going in the box along with some maple sugar candy. So,
yep.
Boxes are $75, which is a really good deal. Plus shipping.
Yep. So last time we included shipping, we've mentioned this before, but our system just about threw a fit on it at us.
Yeah.
When we tried to do that, so we're doing...
We had a tense couple of days there.
Yeah. And there's actually more included in this box than there was with the last one.
Yes.
So that's why we left it at $75,
yep.
So that we would cover all of that stuff.
Yep.
And then whatever the shipping is going to be. So I'm going to weigh everything so that we can, it'll automatically calculate your price of shipping and you pay for shipping what we pay. So
no markup on shipping.
Yeah.
And, this box is actually relatively light. The bag's relatively light. The yarn is what it is.
But we will put it most likely in a box because we don't want this getting broken.
Yep.
So that...
We're sorry the chocolate's heavy. It's like 4 ounces, I think.
Really?
It's an actual bar.
Yeah.
It's not a full, it's like a smaller
like
mini bar.
They have these little mini bars of chocolate.
It's pretty good size.
Yeah, they are. They're really thick too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
They're really good.
I did order extra of those. So, I know, right?
So Aunt's just going to come visit me some afternoon, and we'll have, on the 15th, we can have our cup of tea and our little chocolate bar.
With our podcast.
With our podcast.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. Sounds good.
Awesome.
So we'll be putting more information up in the next
Pictures
couple
and
of
all kinds
days about this
Yep.
box, and look for that to go live on the 15th. And if you don't get it right at noon, check it later in the afternoon,
Yeah.
check it the next day. It's not a feeding frenzy. We'd love for it to
Yeah.
be a feeding frenzy, but it's not.
Yeah.
So if you really want one, and
Chances are good
chances are
one.
good you'll get one. Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing 25 of them again. They were very popular last time. I think we sold out in 2 days.
Yep.
But some people were surprised when they were like, "Oh, I won't get in," and then they saw Ange post that we still had some available, so they went
And got
and
theirs.
got them. So
Yeah. So poke out there if you really want one. Good chance that you can get one. So that's that piece. Our Seasons of Vermont.
Yeah.
I think the only other thing that we have is prize.
Prize drawing.
Prize. Woo!
You guys knocked it out of the park with your
The
hitchhikers.
hitchhiker. You guys are all so good. I couldn't get mine finished. I have 26 teeth and I've stalled out.
Yeah, well.
Probably because I've been working on other things.
I've been so monogamous with my projects lately. I'm trying to keep that going because I'm getting stuff done.
Yeah.
Which is which is really nice. And so I'm just okay, I'm just gonna keep in that theme and stay focused on stuff. And so I'm being really good and haven't cast. Although I did do my swatch for my willow.
Oh, that's
I
good.
have to wash it though.
I'm still really embarrassed about that on the Spice Market shell because
Yeah,
we
I know.
picked that
I
knit along
know.
because both of us wanted to knit it and neither of us have started it. There's still time, I suppose.
There is.
I suppose.
I've seen some really pretty ones. Somebody
Oh.
brought theirs in the other day and it was gorgeous.
Oh, I know. So jealous.
I know.
Can't even do my own knit along. I have the yarn mostly wound up.
I don't even have mine wound.
I just need to just do it.
I know.
But what I'm afraid is I'm going to start it and then Virgil's not going to get done. There's that other DK weight sweater, the brown one, that just has been set aside completely.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably about 2 inches from being done. Well, no, it needs sleeves too, so it's not that close to being done. And I've been really good at starting stuff lately and showing it, and then I just start something else.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
it's like a works in progress graveyard in my house. Yeah. Anyway. So prizes. Woo! Prizes. Focus.
I'm really watching it snow out
I
there.
know, I
They
thought
were this
It wasn't
this part of it is not supposed to be the real storm, but,
But
it's
it's
really
coming down.
snowing.
it's kind of, anyway.
It wasn't supposed to really start until
Till later.
tonight.
Yeah.
know.
We'll see. All right, so
Ow!
we have a shawl kit prize for our shawl knit along.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Right.
Do. And it has beads, and it comes in this great little bag. It's this lovely gray yarn.
So this kit, I have a couple of these in my stash too. Is from Ellen's Half Pint Farm, and they do some really cool kits. And they always put them in fun packaging, like these little mesh bags that they do.
So this kit, the yarn for this kit is a baby alpaca and silk yarn. So it's incredibly soft.
Mm-hmm.
This is really nice gray. And there's enough yarn here, and this particular pattern calls for beads as well. So these are kind of like a iridescent black kind of color.
Nice.
So there's enough in there to make this starry night sort of stole shawl with the little keyhole. Right, so there's a schematic of it down there. With a little keyhole so you can pull the end through and have it stay on, which is kind of a cool design.
It is. Yeah, that's really cool.
So this is the prize for this is the yarn and beads and the pattern itself.
The whole little kit.
Whole kit
All
and
you have to do
caboodle.
is add needles.
Add needles, and you're ready to go.
Yep.
And wind the yarn.
Oh, yeah.
So, drum roll. We had 25 entries of finished objects for the knit along, for the hitchhiker.
Mm-hmm.
And our random number generator told us that the magic winner was post number 21.
Yay!
Yay! Who was?
Fibers Design, Anne from Rockville, Maryland.
Yay!
So, Anne, get in touch with us. Either send us a message through Instagram or Ravelry, either to Junior Bird Kid or Kelly Spins on Ravelry. And we will
With your
get
address.
with your address so we can ship this out to you. So, congratulations.
Yes, congratulations.
And, oh my gosh, she used Handspun
Oh,
and Kid Silk Haze held together in her
Beautiful.
shawl. It was so
Yeah.
really, it was just
If you
stunning.
haven't seen it, go out to the finished
Yeah.
objects page. It's post number 21. It was
Yeah.
gorgeous.
They were all
They were
so
all
amazing,
pretty.
but I love Handspun. It's so fun to work with.
Yeah.
So
Well, and a shawl like Hitchhiker is great for handspun because you just keep knitting until you run out
you can
of.
use every last little
Yeah.
bit, just about, which is awesome. I love patterns like that for handspun because it's so precious. Like you've put all that work
I know.
into it, or if it's even one that you've bought that's a handspun. I mean, you want to use as much of it as
Right.
possible.
And we actually have some of that kind of yarn in the
We
store
do. Yeah.
from some of our local folks who
Yeah.
hand spin the yarn and bring it in and sell it.
Mhm.
It's beautiful.
It is.
So congratulations, Anne.
Yep.
Yay!
So get in touch with us when
Yep.
you get a chance, and we'll get your present to you.
Put that back in our basket of goodies.
Yay.
Yeah. And so the only other knit along that's running right now is the On the Spice Market
Mhm.
shawl, which runs through April 16th.
Yep. So you've got time. I still have time.
I probably still have time to at least get it started and have it in like the
No.
same condition as the Hitchhiker, which is like half done.
So you can make an effort of
And
showing of
yeah,
something.
be like, I've done something for my own knit along.
I know. If I get my Swanto done here this week, maybe
Yeah.
then I'll just crank away on a. Because I haven't done. It's been a while since I've done a shawl. I've been like focused on garments.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
that's been my thing lately.
Yep.
It's been just so fun.
And so we're gonna start the Jody shawl knit along
Mhm.
April 1st. Happy
Mhm.
April Fool's Day. I believe it's also
Yep.
Easter. So
Yes,
you know,
for
Easter.
those of you who celebrate.
Yep. So be the Easter knits. You know what would be really cool?
What?
So some of this is already in. You'll see later. We are having a discussion about doing a shorty sock knit along with like the Jelly Roll sock or Rose City Rollers or and seeing if we could get some kits from Legacy Fiber Arts. What if we started that like on Mother's Day, like May
that would be
13th?
fun.
Do it as
Although
Mother's
they're
Day
getting
concept.
ready for Maryland Sheep and Wool.
Right, but if they could get us the kits before that.
I know, but I'm just saying that
Yeah,
they're
I know.
dying for it. So
I know. Anyway, well,
we'll see.
we'll check with them.
We'll see what they've got available.
Maybe it'll come later in the
Yeah.
summer.
Yeah.
So if you have any suggestions, I know we had at least one suggestion about a summer garment, like summer t-shirt knit along. Maybe that would be a good one to start on Mother's Day, May 13th. A little closer to summer.
Yep.
At least for us up in the great northern tundra, where it doesn't actually feel like summer at all. or
Until
even
the
close
middle
to
of June.
yeah, or July. So I think we're looking for something to start, after the On the Spice Market knit along. So either middle of April, beginning of May,
Although if we've got Jody happening, I don't know how long that one's going to run for.
probably a couple months.
Yeah, so we'll have some overlap maybe.
Yeah. I don't know. We're still sorting that stuff out.
And just like knit along queen.
I know. Stay tuned. Super exciting. I'm de-stashing a ton of yarn with prizes. Which makes me feel kind of good because I'm like, I'm getting rid of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm so ridiculous.
I was showing Ange upstairs. My dining room table is covered in clutter because I've been decluttering my house,
Yeah, I need to do that.
and I really have to decide what I want to keep, what I want to find space or usefulness somewhere else.
It's hard.
It is hard because
It's hard
there's
to-
some things you're like, oh, I really like this, but I don't really use it, but
I might need
I
it.
might need it. Yeah.
I know. These are terrible problems that we have.
Yeah.
My solution is just to like bring in a giant contractor's garbage bag and just start throwing stuff away. Which I hate doing because it feels really wasteful. But for me to like try to orchestrate taking something to somewhere else, like I'm going to donate this, it's just one more step.
Yeah.
Whereas it just going into the garbage bag gets it out of my house and it's gone.
Yeah. I'm actually really good about donating stuff. Every year. And then, of course, you get tax benefits of doing that, too.
There's that. I keep occasionally hearing rumors that Kelly's going to have a yard sale, so I'm holding out.
She's holding out for that.
To, like, bring all of my stuff to Kelly's yard sale.
And then it's going to get left here, and then I'll have all of Ange's leftover stuff that doesn't sell.
See?
That's when I load up the pickup truck with all my stuff and just take it over to her house and leave it there. See, although I did get rid of some of my toys that I've had for 30 plus
they're
years.
now in my house.
I had some really cool Legos.
Oh, those Legos are getting a lot of use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Yep.
So.
So anyway, I've been kind of holding out because I mean, yard sale would be great. Like to sell it, send it to a new home, make a little money off of it. We got tons of like kids and baby stuff that we can get rid of at this point, or just declutter out of the house. So some of it, like the toys get broken and they really just need to go in the trash.
Yeah.
I have like a giant monster truck that is a toy that has like one wheel, and I cannot comprehend in my brain why this is still in my house.
Yeah.
It just needs to go.
Yeah. I know.
At a minimum in the recycling bin.
Yeah. So where we live, it's a little bit more open. I live on a paved road, pretty good traffic exposure, not too far from a main kind of artery, in Vermont. So I think we get a lot more traffic, and that's why I said to Ange, if she wanted to bring her stuff over, because she lives in the woods on a dirt road.
I do, but as soon as that creamy stand opens, you'd be amazed at how much traffic is on that road.
That's true. You'd have to just set up like at the end of your driveway and be like,
literally, I could put a pile of stuff down there with a free sign on it and probably be gone in like 2 minutes.
But it's true of anywhere, I think, in Vermont. Like
the free sign thing.
Yeah.
That's what you just have to do. Like anything that didn't sell, just cart it into the driveway with a free sign.
Put a free sign,
and it would probably go like that.
Yep.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And weird. And sort of disconcerting. Like, where's all this stuff going? I don't want to think about that.
Somebody will use it for something.
Somebody's using it. It's crazy.
Yep.
So, anyway, now that we've totally derailed.
Yeah.
Thank you for stopping by. Come hang out with us for a little bit.
Yes. And we want to say a special thank you to Sue and Chelsea.
Yes.
You guys were, I know, talking about us on your most recent podcast.
Yes, and thank you.
We appreciate the love, and we love having you guys come in. We're glad that you consider us your local yarn store, of course. And your Zing needles are on order. They're due in next Tuesday.
Nice.
I'm just,
podcasting.
If
you are coming in with Lily P, please give us a heads up so we can all be there.
See, but you don't have to feel like you missed out because she didn't come last time.
I know, that's what I heard.
Yeah.
I heard.
So
we love to see both of you as well.
Of course we do.
Of course we do.
Of course.
But Lily P would have been sort of the icing on the cake.
I know.
And I wasn't even there, so I don't know what I'm talking about.
But anyway, thank you, lovely ladies. We appreciate
We love
all
working
of your
with you.
love. Yeah, we do.
You're super fun. And sweet. And we love that you love our store.
Yep. We like being
We love your yarn.
Yeah.
I have way too much of it.
Oh
I need to go into my own stash. I've got like, I think 3 or 2, at least 1, if not 2 bundles of mini skeins that like
I've got some that are over there.
Yeah.
And then when they did the trunk show at the store when we were at our old location, I was like, "Ooh, I want one of those and one of those." And have I done anything with it? No.
We should chat with them about doing a trunk show too.
Yeah.
Sometime after Maryland Sheep and Wool.
Yeah. Once they recover from Maryland, we'll see if they want to do another trunk show with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that would be a lot of fun. And I have to talk to Maureen at Green Mountain Spinnery because they
want to do one too.
They wanted to do one.
Yeah.
Which would be awesome.
Has that super secret yarn shown up yet?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is at the store, and I meant to tell you.
Now that everybody on the podcast knows there's a super secret yarn.
Super secret yarn.
Clearly
from
it's not a
Green
secret.
Mountain Spinnery.
It might be something for a box.
Might be.
Later in the year.
Mhm.
Just a little teaser.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
like, all kinds of fun stuff.
I know.
And we have to give these little teasers because
I know.
it wouldn't be us if we didn't. Like, don't you guys want to know what we're doing?
Super fun.
So anyway, thank you to all of our new subscribers. We've had a
Yes.
number of new subscribers, and we've had some new followers on Instagram. And
I think every day my phone's lighting up with new
I know.
followers. It's great.
I got kitty hair all over. I'm sorry. So yeah, thank you to everybody who's been sticking with us. We're coming up on our 2-year anniversary, and I
We're
think it's in
podcasting.
April.
It is in April.
I was gonna look. Facebook always reminds me.
So if you want to see something really hilarious, if you think we're funny now, you should go back and look at some of those earlier episodes where we were totally ridiculous. Like, I was actually super pregnant with Abigail, and so there's some of that going on as well. But it was just, it's funny to go watch. Yeah. If you need some more humor in your life.
Yeah.
My family is not as impressed apparently as all of you are. We get lots of comments about how funny we are and that people enjoy watching us, and I relay that to my family, and I kind of get the like, no, you're not.
I feel like, oh, okay.
Well, people think Kelly and I are funny.
I know. Maybe it's the chemistry
It might
because
be.
we play off of each other well.
I guess.
And it's so funny because people think that we've been friends forever because of how we are with each other, and we know that there's a lot of sarcasm. We're very sarcastic people.
Yeah.
So we can rib each other, and we know that's what it is, and we don't take offense to anything either one says because I know
You
that.
should see some text back and forth between us yesterday.
Yeah. And it's so funny because, we've known each other since
4 or 5 years, maybe.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not actually that long.
Yeah, not that long.
We just clicked. It works well.
It works. That's why, the store works, and with
Yep.
Jen, it works out.
Well, she.
She didn't want to be on our podcast. You saw her once.
We'll try to get her on every once in a while.
Yeah.
I mean, but you've at least seen her, so you know she actually exists and is not like a made-up person.
We're not just like, yes, we have another business partner. Sure we do.
In our mind.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, and so anybody who's local, I'm working on Sunday. Jen has something, so I'm going to be at the store messing stuff up for Kelly on Monday. So if you come and say hi.
Yay!
I will be there. Try not to break anything in the 4 hours that I'm there on Sunday.
Well, the internet was acting up on Monday.
Oh,
So that was great fun.
Oh, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, anyway, just come say hi. If you're in the area, I'll be there.
I'll be there Saturday.
I might pop in Saturday. I probably have both kids. I think John's sugaring.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, because the sap was running pretty good the last few days. So he's probably going to be. If you follow me on Instagram, I'll put some pictures up. We have this great primitive backyard operation over an open fire. Like, no fancy equipment in my house.
That's a lot of people. That's how they do it.
Yeah.
So.
The syrup tastes the same. Occasionally with a side of ash. But, it's fine. It adds character and flavor and depth to the syrup. So, I'll try to snap some pictures this weekend and post them out so you guys can see what a backyard sugaring operation looks like.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
So, all right. I think we're
gonna wrap it up.
We're
I gotta get off to the store before too long.
yeah.
Gotta get some lunch together.
I've got to actually get to work. My other job.
Yeah.
So, all right. Thanks for popping by.
Thanks, you guys, and we will catch up with you next week. And
Next week.
don't forget about the boxes because we're not gonna be we'll be podcasting that day, but we won't be podcasting.
We won't go live till the next day.
Right. So,
But what we will be able to do probably is give you an update, at least at the time that we podcast, what the status is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming we're going to have plenty for people to buy, even on Friday.
Yep.
So
we will we'll have some more pictures going up. We'll put the link of where you can find the boxes in show notes. And as usual, we'll have show notes with all of the stuff we talked about. So And then I'll try to get the Peggy Jane fibers up on the website. So if you're interested in that yarn, then you can check that out.
Ate all the stuff that I bought.
We gotta sell a lot so we can pay for it.
It won't be hard. The yarn's beautiful.
It is beautiful. Last time we had her yarn, it sold out really quickly.
So we restocked our original line that we
she
had.
did a speckled, kind of a fun speckled line.
So that's coming back in stock.
Mm-hmm.
She's also given us some mini skeins, some mini
Cool.
skein packs, and just some of her standard colorway, a few of her standard colorways that she has in her Etsy shop all the
Nice.
time. So, along with the kits. So,
Yay!
yay!
So yeah, her yarns are stunning. So
Yeah.
check them out.
Check it out.
And we will see you guys next week.
All right. Bye.
Because I want to see her shawl.
Oh, okay. And is the camera in the right spot?
Yes.
And we're sitting on
We're on
opposite sides
opposite
because we
sides.
always sit on opposite sides here.
Whenever we do like a weird episode, remember when we did that short one before you left?
Yeah.
We were on opposite sides.
Yeah.
Whenever we do like
Weird things
a
happen.
disjointed one, we always sit on the opposite side.
I know, isn't that weird?
Oh, that's pretty.
So
Oh, and she did a hand spun
and
and kid
kids-
silk haze.
yeah, it's beautiful.
And that's really pretty.
Apparently I haven't been out on this for a while.
I haven't either. That's pretty too.
Oh, there's so many cool
Mhm.
shawls, and mine's just kind of hanging out. I'm not knit on it at all. You didn't even start one.
I have one in progress from like 2 years ago. I haven't done. It was gonna be a shop sample for the store.
That's what mine's gonna be if I can ever get it done. Har, 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 hardy, har,
I
har.
have to find my main color yarn. Where did that go? If I run out of that, oh no, I've got a little bit less.
So I was thinking for upcoming knit-alongs, let's do our little planning session here before we actually start the real podcast.
Okay,
What if we did like a jelly roll sock along?
that'd be fun.
Of course, I probably would need to look at like our mini kit because those are good socks for like mini skeins, or part like if you have leftovers from another project.
Yeah.
Because they do use a little bit of a second color.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know if we'd want to like put some kits together. Probably not. Too much stuff going on.
Lots of stuff.
And then I also think we should probably do a Jody along.
That would be
because
fun.
we got those kits from Kelly at Peggy Jane Fibers.
Right.
And we already have a finished object to show people, so woo! Yeah,
I know. Look at you go.
Look at me go planning ahead. Okay. So those might be because the shorty sock one is something we haven't done a sock one in a while.
Mm-mm.
And it would be good. Shorty socks are good for spring and summer.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Very good.
okay. So I'll,
That's a good idea. I wanted to do some of those. Although I wanted to do it on the Spice Market too, and have I started that?
I'm going to blame Sue from Legacy Fiber Arts because I was just watching their podcast this morning.
Were
And
you?
she had knit a jelly roll sock
I know.
out
Isn't
of
that
some of their sock kits.
beautiful? I know. I think the one she did was what, Willy Wonka.
She, yes.
Yeah. It was the
Yes.
pink with the purple. Yeah.
So maybe we could get some kits from her and then we don't have to do kits.
Mhm. Yeah, some of her
So,
sock kits they're just a little. Well,
which should
they're
we
all
start?
lovely.
That would be a good one to start on, like April Fool's Day.
That's Easter this year too.
I know.
Isn't that
April
funny?
April Fools.
It's
Jelly Roll
Easter.
Sock Knit Along starts. Would that give us time to check with her about getting some kits? Or is that pushing it too much?
I don't know. That's less than a month away. I know.
I don't know. Maybe we could check with her and see what her timing would be if we wanted like
And then we can start
20 kits
Yeah.
in different color, whatever colorway she wants to
Yeah, she
do.
can even do like
an assortment.
free swim ones.
Yeah, whatever works
Yeah.
for her, and then whatever her timing is, we could start the knit along a couple weeks later.
Yeah.
It would give us time to advertise and people to buy them, and so it might be, middle of April, like when the other knit along's ending.
Right.
The Jody one we could probably start April 1st because we
Yeah.
already have those kits.
Because we have those kits.
So if people aren't shelled out already,
Right. But, you know,
I don't know.
they'll have another, they don't necessarily have to participate.
Nope.
We could eventually do like a scrappy along too.
Yeah, because I've got those needles, my signature needles.
Oh,
For
yeah, but if people wanted to do like the Jelly Roll socks using up scraps,
Oh, yeah.
they could just, you know, anything that was using up
Scraps, leftovers.
leftover yarn
Yeah,
from other projects.
that would be a good idea.
That would be kind of fun.
Hmm.
Because they could tell us like what they used the original yarn for, and then
So you guys have listened to all of this. Your kitty likes my yarn. I'm gonna have to move this back. So you guys have listened to all this. Weigh in the comments.
yeah,
What
let
do
us
y'all
know.
What do y'all think?
Hmm. What would you like to know along with
Yeah,
us
yeah.
for?
We've had a few suggestions as like a summary talk, and I think
Mhm.
we definitely can do that. Maybe later. Maybe we'll
May.
start that one like
Mhm.
Mayish. For those of us that live in the Great Northern Tundra.
Yeah,
Where
we're
gonna
getting
get
a snowstorm today. So.
buried under some more snow. So I guess just let us know.
Yeah,
But
for all of those of you who watched to the end.
which is apparently a lot of you.
Mhm.
So thank you.
Yeah.
Do we? So do I have permission? Do you want me to email Sue,
Yeah.
or am I
sure.
banned from? I will
Maybe.
just shorty sock kits. That's all, or just the sock kits.
Mhm.
Okay, that's it. 20. Is that a good number?
Sure.
Okay. Okay. Oh, that's the last time Kelly takes my help. Sure. Do you want me to reorder? Do we reorder? Sure.
Yeah.
Says Kelly. And then the yarn shows up. What did you do? I reordered. Well, part of that's for the next box.
It
so
is.
I keep telling myself that.
Uh-huh.
Part of it's for the next box, and part of it are kits. So
Mhm.
anyway, there might be some mini skein packs in there too. We could bust those apart and use those for a jelly roll.
Mhm.
Jelly roll net along. Anyway, all right. We should probably get started.
Yes, we should.
Oh,